XRP Future Millionaire. It's 11:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, September 20th, 2022. My sister's birthday, so I've been a little busy. I appreciate all of the support. But right now, like we talked about in the morning update, if you watched it, and I thought it was a very informative update this morning, not just Brad Garlinghouse talking about the SEC settlement or the SEC case, but he talked a lot about it, how he didn't think Ethereum was a security nor XRP, and then there was just a lot of information in it. But the main thing is that we talked about how we broke this uptrend, and not always, but oftentimes we'll come back and retest that uptrend as resistance. And that's what it looks like we're doing. We tried to come back out with the fake out earlier, and the push down just got rejected, and we did break over 40 cents. And this is what I was talking about on this morning's update. We have a chance to come up, and even if we don't break that uptrend, we can still come up to, and that's almost 41.5, 42 cent area, depending on where you go on this uptrend. If we go into the next 4-hour or 30-minute candle or a couple down, I mean, you're talking, it could get us to 41.5, 42 cents here. And then we'll see. If we break up, then it's that dreaded inverted head and shoulders we've talked about over and over and over again. It's the reason why I've bought so much XRP, and I've continued to buy more XRP at levels, because this inverted head and shoulders, it's continuing to play out. And if you're paying attention to what I'm doing, you would know how many XRP I have. I'm not going to discuss it every single episode, but I encourage everybody to join me on my Telegram. Join me on my members only area where I will discuss my XRP holdings more. But I have about half of what I had before, but at an average price when I used to have them at 47 cents, my 7,200, when I sold out at $1.66 over 15 grand. Now my average price is somewhere around 32 cents, and I have half of it back, which means I've increased my holding, or I've increased my position value by 15 cents. And I still have a lot that I'm planning on buying lower, but if I have to buy it and it goes up, so be it. But right now, this inverted head and shoulders is what's always bothered me. It's the reason why that 5.5-year trend line from April 17, 2017 is so important. And it's the reason why I think it's vital that you guys get on my level, which means you support me in Tom's Army, because then if you ask me questions about my portfolio, it's not to the general audience that doesn't pay attention, who hasn't been here more than a day. You know, I'm not a financial advisor, so when I tell people certain things, it's got to be in confidence. So those are some things that I would prefer on a daily basis if I talk about, is to do it on the backside. But right now I've got about 3,500 XRP, and a majority know if you're in Tom's Army. And everybody always knows my plan as well. And I'm very open. My plan was to buy the majority, and still is, sub 20 cents. But I bought, and I told everybody I was going to buy if we ever hit sub 30 cents. And I said this from $1.66. I was going to buy some. Bought 1,222. Bought the same amount at 32 cents or 31.7, whatever it was. And then somebody sent me 300 XRP. Well, then I bought more XRP when I staked it for that 5-day pool, because a couple people did it, so I decided to buy more with them at around the 32 cent level again. So in all, I'm at like 3,500 XRP. I had 7,200 before. I plan on having 10,000 minimum, but I'm also buying a bunch of the other ISO coins, so the leveling is why I need to do it. But I've always had a plan, and I've maintained my plan, and if you're paying attention, but you have to watch every update. The bottom line is you have to watch every update to understand, but I felt the need to tell everybody in this update, because I always get the question, to break it down. So I broke it down. I hope you're watching this update, because it's a very important update, because as of right now, XRP is going to try to contend with this uptrend that it failed. And if it gets over this uptrend, that's where it gets interesting, because this inverted head and shoulders, as I've made no bones about, is 52.48 or 65.62. Those are the levels on this inverted head and shoulders if it decides to play out. And you can very clearly see we have an inverted head and shoulders. And if you don't like my style, well, that's too damn bad, because this is how I do things, and this is my way of building my portfolio. And if you don't like it, that's okay. That's okay. I get many people who say, Tom, you told us not to buy until sub 20 cents, and it's like my portfolio says otherwise. The updates say otherwise. And it's actually kind of a slap in the face when people make those comments and then say, well, I haven't been around for a while. Well, if you were around for a while, you would understand what I'm doing and be building in the exact same way. So the inverted head and shoulders, that 5.5-year trend line was important. We could have broke that and then ultimately broke that 2881 that would have invalidated this head and shoulders, this inverted head and shoulders. Now we haven't. And if this continues up any farther, we're going to have to seriously consider the contention of 52 cents. But also pay attention. A lot of times XRP runs unopposed right before a huge market collapse. And what comes tomorrow? Likely, it could be a 100 basis point rate hike. So, but this is nothing short of miraculous in the sense that XRP is proving time and time again why it's going to be a major player. And it proves time and time again, as I do, why there's certain levels to buy. And I've said this over and over again. If I have to buy and it were to break a certain level, I'll buy it, but the majority is going to be bought farther down. And if I can only go out a certain way, I go out a certain way. But unless you're holding what I'm holding and you're buying like I'm buying, the criticism can't be founded. I'm trying my best to help each and every one of you, but if you're not in Tom's army and you can only comment to me through YouTube, it's going to be very difficult. And I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you whether to buy or sell, but I've said 100% of the time, anything under 40 cents is a unbelievable buy. Now it's over 40 cents. Now you have to make a decision. Am I buying in this area? No, I am not. I was willing to buy sub 30 cents. I was willing to buy 32 cents a couple times. But up here now, I'd be willing to wait it out unless it breaks certain key levels to where I would have to buy for another little run. But as far as the way everything's going now, this all seems like a lot of hype and unfounded based on something that is not going to happen. Everybody thinks a settlement's going to happen, but the likelihood is it's not. You've seen the clip I shared in my earlier update. Brad Garlinghouse himself came on and said he doesn't think Ethereum nor XRP is a security. And he said that this lawsuit is more than just for Ripple. It's for the whole entire landscape of crypto. And he also said that most people settle with the SEC because they don't have the funds to fight. Well, Ripple has the funds, and he already said they're almost over $100 million, and we'll be over $100 million by the end of this. So if it's for everybody else, this is going to be another case where, unfortunately, I think XRP is going to come crumbling back down. But you can always buy at each level, and this is why. But that inverted head and shoulders I've talked about for the better part of probably a month, maybe longer. It's been going on forever. And now it's finally playing up. And these are the targets we had. 52, 48, and 65, 62 if it broke up. Nothing more, nothing less. And you can see the ascending triangle pattern can play us all the way up to that almost 77 cent area. And if you want to know more, also I go live on Twitch every night and we talk about this every single night. And I get a lot of hate for it when I talk about the top sides. But that's the bottom line. I don't care if it goes up or down. I prefer it to go down, but I have a plan either way. But right now, pay attention. Understand. And if you want to grow like I am, you have to be here every single day to understand what I'm doing. Right now, we're at that uptrend perfectly. It's perfectly at this uptrend right now. If it breaks through this uptrend, that's going to be interesting. It will be very interesting if it breaks this. But right now, it's doing exactly what it needs to be. And we're going to get a huge moment right now. It's an imperative moment for XRP. Can it break this broken uptrend and come back to the top side and push a little bullish narrative? Or is this where it's going to come back down and maybe, just maybe, show a nice consolidation and then maybe be able to break over this? Let's see. Unless it just breaks over it. Because sometimes you start running unopposed and then you start having big pumps. So, let's see. Man, we're so out ahead now. We are so far out ahead of the market right now. XLM's running with it as well. So XLM, XRP, continue that narrative that XLM and XRP will run together. It's amazing, isn't it? And now if you pull XLM, it can help show us a little verification. Let's make sure we didn't mess that up. I did. I think. No, it's fine. Because I used the point up there. So XLM's got a little bit more. XLM looks like it would try to come up to about 12 cents. We've talked about all of this. The beauty of this is we have the targets both ways. So we'll see what happens. But this is a nice run for XRP. So the breaking news here is XRP is pumping here, and it's come up to the uptrending resistance here that used to be the support. So we're going to see what happens here. Stay tuned, and I'll update you when appropriate.